Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, absolutely no meds. Danny, before we begin.
Yes.
I heard you got a rant.
All right, listen, we're going to do a new thing.
Okay.
And I was talking to Maria, the producer. We're going to do Danny's weekly rant. So I'm going to rant on one thing to start the show.
Okay.
Every time we're going to start the show on a rant. First, I want to ask, does your husband drive a truck?
Yeah.
Like a big truck?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm not ranting that. All right, I'm going to do it anyway because I don't believe your husband is like this. All right? But these big truck drivers, all right, that they have to have the big tires on the truck, right? And not only do they just put these big tires on the truck, loud pipes, right? Boom, 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 right? And they rev it up. And I want to look at them. I want to roll down my window right next to them and say, yeah, I used to want a big truck with big tires that goes broom, 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 but then I turned 10, okay? And I got over it. I got over it when I turned 10. And these same people driving this truck will back into a little parking spot and hold everybody up. Now, I know you've seen this. And not only that, they tail you. They're right on your butt the whole time. How big are we going to make these trucks for these guys so their egos could get even bigger? How big are we going to make these trucks? I'm sorry. That guys in trucks, them big trucks with the big tires, it's a pet peeve of mine. It's a pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it.
So that's talking about like almost the big Tonka truck?
Yes. I'm so sick of these guys. Vroom, 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 running down the road thinking they're cool. And they're like 5'1". They're in this big truck. They need a ladder to get up it, but they're big tough guys, right? Vroom, they get on your tail. They're blasting their music. And then they have to do something to their exhaust. So when they press the thing, it goes vroom, vroom, vroom. Honestly, I want to roll down the window and say, yeah, I got over that when I was 10. I don't need to go broom, broom, broom. I mean, I hate it, Don. I hate it. When I see them, I go nuts.
So in some of our merchandise sales, and you just give me an idea, I don't need to go broom, broom, broom.
Right.
I'm going to do that on a shirt. That's
I don't
really
need to go
cool.
broom, broom. And then they're in and out of traffic, right? In and out of traffic.
No, that
these trucks.
actually does trip me out because I drive somewhat of a smaller vehicle, so it does trip me out a little bit when people are in and out with bigger vehicles. I don't like that. Like I try to stay away from actually like the big Mack trucks and stuff like that.
Right.
But no, those in and out do scare me.
And
I can agree with you.
And God, not only do they do their broom, broom, broom with their big tires, and then they back into parking spots because they can't pull in because their darn truck's so darn big, right? And they hold everybody up, right? And not only do they tail you, they go in and out of traffic, and then they get to the red light after they almost kill you and kill everybody on the highway. They get to the same spot at the red light with you. After they just tried to kill 10 people, I want to roll down the window and say, how'd that work out for you? I'm in the same spot you tried to kill 7 of us. And you can get ahead of us. These guys, and then they park their truck, and they have to look at it like this. Oh, look at my truck. They get out and they look at it. Oh, look at my truck. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Nobody cares about your truck. Nobody. Okay? And listen, I understand if you need the truck for work. I get it. You're a construction worker.
Most of these people don't.
No! And then you ask them, why do you have a truck? I might have to help somebody move. Like 5 years from now, somebody might need me to move their washer and dryer. No, you're doing it because you're a D-bag. And that's the truth.
With trucks and D-bags. Okay, Danny, we do this every week, and I thought we would try something different. Every single week, you're attacking someone. So now it's like we hate the president. We're against this one. No truck drivers. We're going to lose an entire audience.
Listen, I know people are out there. And on the East Coast, these guys are even worse on the East Coast.
Bad on the East.
Let me tell you why. Because they have four-wheel drives. I could drive through the snow. I could drive through ice. They're the guys in the berm, all smashed up and rolled over because they have four-wheel drive. They could drive on ice. You can't drive on ice. I don't care if you have six-wheel drive, you dummies. I can't stand it. I used to have to deal with this every time there was an accident in the snow. It was a truck. I have four-wheel drive. Look how tough I am.
So let me ask you, Danny, did you compartmentalize this somewhere in your mind and bring this out? Or did something happen with the truck this week? Did you see someone with the truck? Or were you like, remember?
On the way.
How did that happen? Oh, on the way here.
On the way here, there was a truck right behind me, doing the same crap they all do. Right on my bumper. Brr, brr. Look how cool I am there. When they get out of their truck, they're 5 foot. They're 5 foot, but they're cool. And they rev their engine. I'm sorry, I can't take it.
That's okay. I'm glad now we know. If you see Danny, kind of stay away. If you have one of those big boy trucks, he's not into them. He grew out of it at about 10.
Yes.
He's done.
Yes.
That's hysterical to me.
And listen, my son said this to me once, right? When he was like 18. I said, so what do you want to do with your life? We're discussing everything. I said, maybe you want to be a cop, because I was a cop, right? You know what he said to me? Yeah, I wanted to be a cop, and then I turned 8. So he made fun of it. He goes, we all wanted to be cops and firemen, but then I turned 8. He said, no, thank you.
Funny.
So, but really, I'm sorry. I'm sure there's some great truck drivers out there.
Yeah.
But 90% of them
are short and D-bags.
Yes. Short and D-bags, and they want to stare at their truck. Look at my truck. I can't stand it.
They're at the car wash.
Yeah, they're at the car wash.
Did you ever see that? When they're like,
oh,
look at my truck at the
and
car.
then, wait a second, I go to Lake Mead a lot. Where do they take their boat with their big truck and their big boat? They'll stare at it for a half hour after they get it out of the water. Look at my boat. And then they shine it and get all the water. Nobody cares about your D-bag boat or your truck.
Can you show them how they shine it?
They look at it like this. And they shine and look at my truck and they get to stare at it. Oh my God. Seriously, I love this city, but this city is full of D-bags like that. Full of them. It's full of them.
And what about the guys on bikes? Do they bother you in and out of traffic?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That the bikes that they lay down them.
Yeah. Race rockets?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Like the Ducatis. And
they should not sell them bikes.
Yeah.
Them bikes are racing bikes that go 150 miles an hour. They don't belong on our streets.
They intimidate me, though. Those bikes do intimidate me. When I'm driving and one's like really close, I'm like, all right, it's either me and him, and I'm not going.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, I really feel like one day I'm going to have to clip one. And I feel bad, but
Right.
like they're really just productions cracking up laughing. Clip one, you know what I mean? Like, knock them off. Because if he's like, I'm not flipping over and killing myself over at his little rice rocket.
And how about when they go between traffic at red lights
That's
and
what
everything?
I'm talking about.
It's
They're this close to the
ridiculous.
car. Don't you ever feel like they're to the right?
Do you know it's legal here to do that? It's legal to do that here.
You can. Oh, not clip them.
No!
Wait a minute. Is this law?
No, even though we want to clip them, it's not legal.
Okay. No,
but it's legal for them to do
that's
that.
That's not cool.
I know, I can't believe that's legal.
And then they're loud too. I feel like those are the worst guys. Those are worse than big truck guys.
Yes.
They're like right next to you, and they're like, and you're like, what the fuck? This guy's like in my, excuse my language. This guy's like in my mirror. I'm like, what the hell are you in here for? Stay in your non-existing lane.
Did they ever pass you and scare the heck out of you? Like, you don't even see them coming.
There's like 7
Yeah.
zoom, and
Yeah.
you're the wind of your car.
And one little move like that could kill them. I mean, I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, and then crash into us. And
Yeah.
my car is all censored, so I'm not even kidding. If you blink at my car, it's like starts doing crazy stuff.
Right.
When they fly past my car, will start talking to me and telling me to press the button, and I'm like, what the hell is
So
going
you get
on
nervous,
here?
right?
I do, and the car drives itself. My car drives itself too. So sometimes if I'm not paying attention, which I always pay attention, safe driver, but if I'm really not 100% paying attention, it tells me, put your hands on the wheel, and something's happening when they're flying past you. It makes noise. I'm like, no, this is not scary. So yeah, I'm about those.
So you're a rant on the
through.
bikes more than the trucks.
The trucks are like, I'll stay away from, the bikes I don't like, and I know how dangerous they are, and I've been on bikes, and I've been on bikes in New York, and that's a whole different scene, but that was like 25 years ago when I just didn't care about dying, I guess, because
Right.
I wasn't scared back then.
Right.
Oh my God, but we had something funny happen today. We were on a text scroll, all of us from our little group here, and they were talking about something, and I didn't read the whole text scroll because I was busy, and I feel so bad sometimes because I'm like, you guys, I read a little bit of it, you guys are so funny and like an awesome text, and they're like, all I can see is, don't worry, Dawn will be in, she's not scared of anything, and I didn't read anything, and I said, no, they're right, I'm not scared of anything, what is it, I'm down. I love this feeling. So anyway, we're not going to talk about it now, but we're going to have this awesome guest with us soon, and that's what I was talking about, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
You guys thought, yeah, she won't be scared of anything. I said, no. Just those bikes that ride like that.
Oh, you're talking about our guest that we're going to have soon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get ready for that.
Yeah.
We don't want to say till it's confirmed. We don't want to say till it's confirmed.
A little
but
intimidating.
you'll like that. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about our strategy. Danny being the cop, but the one that was like an attack was me and Maria. If anything goes down, I got you guys.
All right, so I'm calm a little bit now.
Okay,
I am.
You good on your rant?
I'm a little bit.
Rant?
I
Okay.
still hate the people that back in the parking spots. I hate them people too.
I'm from New York. I'm the ultimate parallel parker. I'm not kidding. I'm the ultimate parallel parker. So I just need to.
Oh, I guess you do.
I do everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. Getting into my garage of my house is like a maze. It's like I got to do it, and I get it in perfect, and the car's here. But I do it to spots too. I'm the parallel parker. I'm the back parker. I like being able to go. That's a defense mechanism too. If you're kind of like near me, no, I'll run your ass over. Boom. You know, if I'm in front of my car, I'm not going to be all backing up. Let my beep beep beep. The lights tell you I'm coming. No.
You're quick.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely back up.
No,
Why don't you like that? That's better. It's like easier to get out of the spot. Isn't it easier if you're waiting on a spot and someone's backed up, they just pull out nicely and then you can go dip in and take their spot from them rather than you sitting there and it's like 10
I'm
minutes.
sure the 20 cars that are waiting for you to back into your spot, they're happy.
Danny, do you think I care about anyone?
No, you don't. And Maria would beat them up.
Yeah.
Maria
would be like, what did you say?
What did you say, Danny?
Oh my
just
God.
wait, I back up.
Oh my God, I saw something so cute on Instagram. I was going to send it to you. It said, if you are anything under 5'4", instead of like a they, them, him, she, you're I'm a little teacup. I was like, anybody really, really tiny? Yeah, our producer, she's idiot. She's this tiny, but she is feisty.
Oh, yeah.
Like flames,
yes.
fire. She's fiery. Yeah, very spicy lady. Mm-hmm.
So, Donna, I don't want to change the subject, but I will.
Okay. What do we got?
I think I texted you late last night, and I told you what I seen. And I'm not making this up. If anybody else seen this last night, please contact me. Contact me. DM me through my social media, whatever you got to do. Email me. All right. I'm at Lake Mead, like I always am. I'm walking to my car last night. Okay? Not thinking of UFOs, not thinking of anything. Okay? Other than get in my car. Okay? Walking, and I just happen to look up, and I see a line of lights that it illuminated the entire sky. Like, there was no way to miss this. There was no way that you can be walking and say, like, I would have had to point it out to you. See, it's right there.
It was there.
It was there. Like, anybody that was there would have noticed that it didn't have to be pointed out.
Was it late early enough that people were there, or you were just there? Was it like,
I was just there.
There was nobody else?
Nobody there. I was alone. So, my girlfriend was up ahead of me. Like, but I knew she'd be able to, so I call her real quick, and I'm like, hurry up! Because I wanted somebody else to see this. I wanted somebody else to see it. And, Dawn, it was like, it was up and down, and it was 7 lights, so I don't know if it was 7 crafts or whatever. They were moving, and then all of a sudden, their lights started going out. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the top, and then they were all gone. I swear to you, she started seeing it about 3, and I start getting my camera out, right? And I'm trying to videotape it, and I can't zoom in on it, so it looks like crap. Yeah. If I saw it, if I showed it to you, it just looks like lights.
Right, but you know in your heart.
I seen something. Now, I Googled on TikTok last night, and I seen if anybody's seen it, and people did see it.
Okay.
They seen these lights, and they had pictures of it, sort of like I did. These lights were bright to me. Okay, they were very bright.
Yeah.
I know Jason, our guest from last week, he would laugh at me and say, yeah, the aliens are so advanced they can come light years away, but they need lights. Yeah. So I already hear Jason in the back of my ear making fun out of me because these alien craft had lights on it. But I don't know. Some people were saying it was that Starlink. But I don't know. I mean, what are they sending this Starlink up every day? Because everything's the Starlink, right?
Okay, maybe. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you. I get this text, and then it's like words, and then he sends me a voice one. He's like, no, seriously, like, this is what I saw, like, Olivia saw it too, this and that, and so I'm like, Danny, are you eating all the weed? Like, is that what happened?
I wasn't on pot.
At first, I'm like, oh my God, I wasn't on pot. At first, I was like, oh my God.
Or grass. Grass, could I say that?
Oh my, no, grass makes you old. Oh my God. So I'm like, okay, so Danny's just super freaking high at Lake Mead Lake. Okay, that's kind of cool, you know? By the way, I love what you post about Lake Mead. It is beautiful out there.
Beautiful.
Wherever you're finding, I'm not finding that pretty Lake Mead. Wherever I go is like nasty Lake Mead. So that's very beautiful.
Colville Bay.
Colville Bay. I like that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so I'm like, I don't know. He's either like really high. And then you were so adamant about it. But you know what it brought me back to? It brought me back to the story with your mom and her friends.
Bigfoot?
With the Bigfoot. Because you were so freaking passionate in your voice. Like, you saw it.
I saw
I'm
it.
sticking to it. Like, this is it. You saw it. I believe. And I said, you know, Danny, I believe you. Because it's not even about do I believe, but I believe you because you were very passionate. There was something there. You saw it.
Right.
Now, I was thinking like this: do they know? Like, let's say it is aliens and stuff. Like, do they know who you are? And they're like, let's just show them real quick. Like, they're fucking with you.
Listen,
they're messing with you.
They say that though. They say there's people that
They're
call them.
saying like you're by yourself.
Yes.
No one else is there. It's not like
Do you know this crowd's gonna think I'm insane, though?
No, Danny, they know that. They've been there. They know you're insane. At this point, they're just waiting for the break. I think they're either waiting for you to totally nut out on us, or you're gonna like rule the world, and or something.
Something's gonna happen.
Something's
I'm either
gonna
gonna crash or I'm going to the top.
Oh, you're definitely going to the top. But I'm thinking, what is he going to the top with? Is he going to come in here too?
A UFO hunter. I could be a UFO hunter.
Oh my god.
I would love that. If I had a UFO show, oh my, I got chills. That'd be it. Oh my god.
Do you really like? I don't know.
I believe this. I
do
believe it.
You're so passionate, and I believe because you believe. Honestly, I didn't believe at first. I'm like, this guy is whacked, but I believe him because, and I do, and I believe that you see this. I believe that you believe this, and I'm with it. I just can't wait for the day that you bring in this guy here, and you're like, this is Fred, my alien, and he's like, hello, and I went to Danny because he's such a believer, you know, like.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. You know who Aaron Rodgers is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay quarterback, now to the Jets, got hurt in the first play, he's out for the season, right? If you watch the documentary about the New York Jets...
How's your fantasy football, by the way? Just asking.
I'm 1-1. I lost. I got killed
just
yesterday.
curious.
I was a little mad.
Oh, yeah?
I kind of got over it, now you brought it back up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just didn't know. I haven't asked you how your fantasy football
I'm 1-1.
going.
Juriel, and I don't know if you noticed, I'm in this fantasy football. There's 14 teams, Don.
Yeah.
If you come in dead last, you have to shave your head. So I might be in here with a shaved head in January.
No way, that's the thing? You gotta shave your head?
If you come in dead last, you have to shave your head. I swear, that's the league I'm in.
No, you have nice hair. And I do that. How do we know it's gonna grow back nicely? Sometimes when you shave the whole thing...
Oh no, maybe I'll come back, it won't come back, I'll be bald or something.
Right, no.
I won't come in last. No shot at me. Okay. I won't come in last.
Okay.
My team's good enough not to come in last. I don't think I'm gonna win.
Okay.
But I you know, winning, I'd love to win, but I probably won't.
All right, we're off.
UFO. That's right.
UFO.
Aaron Rodgers. That's how we got in fantasy.
Yeah.
In the documentary on HBO, should I say home box office and really get done?
No. You guys remember that home box office? Oh
I'm going to say home box office.
It's not even HBO anymore. There's no such thing. It's called Max.
It's called Max.
Cinemax, and which I think is really shitty, by the way, because Cinemax was like the crappy one, and HBO was the cool one, and now it's just Max.
But like when we were kids, do you remember? Nah, I don't want to say that.
Say it. With the illegal cable boxes, we
did talk about that. But do you remember when we were kids? They would show them After Dark Cinemax movies, and you don't remember that? And they used to be all wiggly line. Yeah, and you were trying to sit. Like me and my friends were like 14. I think I saw something. We were watching it through the lines.
Yeah, it was
the bad movies.
It was porn, and then you had to but there was a trick to it or something. I think there was
I think I seen something.
No, it was like a down right with the volume would change the whole thing, and then you were able to see it. It was like a weird thing. Yeah.
Listen, don't judge me. Y'all did it. Y'all look through the lines on Cinemax and try to watch some adult movies.
And if you haven't and don't know what you're talking about, don't know what we're talking about, you're totally missing out on life. Like, we had this whole part of life that people don't know.
Yes.
Remember, like, messing with someone, *67, *69 on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
It would call,
that would block your number, right?
Yeah. Block your number.
Yeah. That's great.
And when three-way calling came out, that was like the coolest thing. Like your friend's like, I never said that about you. Now you hear her on the other line. She's like, she is so blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you didn't say that? You were on the other line. Nowadays, it's like you can call someone from 6 different numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's weird.
Yeah, it's
That's
totally
too freaky for me. But I don't like that.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry.
Me and you, it's great though. Because we never stand topic. You never know where it's going to go.
Yeah, but we should change it to not no meds needs meds. Needs meds. Serious. Because like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how's that? Okay, go on.
So Aaron Rodgers says that him and his couple other football buddies, they're walking out of like a restaurant or wherever, middle of the night. He says they walk out and he said all three of them look up and he said it was like a scene out of Independence Day. He saw this big craft. They all seen it. He said, we seen it. He said it was like coming out of the clouds, and we're all like, and he said, next thing you know, it went. He said, boom. And he says, 3 fighter jets, our fighter jets chased it. That's what Aaron Rodgers said. He said for like 30 seconds, all 3 of them sat there and they didn't say a word. And then they said, did we just see what we saw? Mm-hmm. He said 3 fighter jets were chasing this thing. He said, I'm not making this up. I seen it. The other guy seen it too. He said, came out of this restaurant. We saw this.
It's real. It has to be real. There's too many people.
Right.
There's too many people seeing it. You saw it with your own eyes. You're not.
Unless it's Starlink or whatever. I don't know. Everybody blames.
What is that Starlink they're doing? What is that?
I don't know. Elon Musk sends some kind of satellite. It's called Starlink or something. And everybody now, we used to say weather balloons, everything Starlink. Yeah. That's all. That's their big excuse for all the UFOs.
Yeah.
Starlink.
Yeah.
Starlink's all over the place.
Yeah. But what if, this is kind of cool to me, what if these aliens, like, can I call them aliens? I'm not offending them, right? Aliens. Or whatever they are, right? What if they're seriously like, no, where's that TikTok guy, Danny? And they came and saw you. There he is.
I would interview him.
Weed, right? No, I know. And then they want the other guy, Aaron Rodgers, right there. Oh, where's let's go. Look at these, like, American human celebrities. And they're excited. They just want to see him. Like, there he is. And then they're dipped. They're out.
I know Maria's giving us a 2-minute warning. I just want to say one thing before we take a break.
No, she says you guys are canceled. Done. This is crazy.
Listen, the thing about the aliens is, and this is the truth, okay? This is what I heard through documentaries, and I know JC, our producer's friend over there, he's with me on this, okay? He's with me on this. What they're saying is, they didn't tell us about them yet, and they're dripping on us because we are the violent species. They're actually afraid of us. We are violent. We are violent. We kill each other. We kill animals. We kill everything. They don't kill anything, the aliens. They're passive. They're nice. They're worried about us. Because anything that's different than us, we kill it. We're not good.
That makes so much sense because my entire brain to this is like, oh my God, if they came down, like, am I going to be able to talk my way out of this?
I could.
Like, am I going to, I know you.
I was held hostage for 10 minutes, but gunpoint, I talked my way out of it.
Did you tell us that already?
It was a drug deal.
I don't think we.
I was held hostage.
Oh, you told us.
Yeah,
that.
I was held hostage. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got funny. I don't know. Did I tell you the story about my? I'll tell you the story after break.
Okay.
You'll laugh.
Yeah, but in my mind, I'm always like, yeah, these guys. But that makes a lot of sense. Like, if they're not scared of us. I mean, if they're scared of us now, and it's almost like welcome them in, but I can understand them being afraid of us. Like, I wouldn't want to, if I knew nothing about Earth and the United States especially, and I'm looking down, I'd be like, hell no, I'm not going there to some of those.
And then they see them D-bags in the trucks, they really don't want to come.
And then the throwing in and out of traffic, they're like, what if we land? Oh
they're going to broom next to my UFO. Look how cool this guy is.
Oh my God, and they won't understand. They'll be like, oh, that's the bad little men. Yeah. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Guys, we're going on a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're not going to want to miss what's coming up next. I have no clue what's coming up next, but I know you're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back to Vegas Views. Good afternoon. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner, need meds.
Need meds, not no meds, need meds.
We need
Especially
meds.
today.
Yes. So Danny was about to tell us something on commercial break, but we saved it for the camera. There's a story.
Listen, Don, I think I told you, I worked undercover drugs,
yes.
Right? So I did the undercover work. My girlfriend actually did the undercover work also. She actually did the prostitution. She did the drugs. She got an award from the city. She will tell you she was way better of an undercover officer than I was. And she was. She was quiet. You know, girls are way better undercover.
Yeah.
Because guys are not thinking they're a cop. Guys are thinking, I want to sleep with them. And I'm being honest with you. So guys look at girls, I just want to sleep with her. I don't care. I'll sell her drugs. You know what I mean? So it is easier. I tell her it's easier to be a girl undercover than a guy undercover. But this is to my story. So I worked in this unit, right? We had this one guy, his name was Zettelmoyer, right? Okay. Very skinny guy. You ever see that person that they're naturally skinny? This guy has no chance of ever gaining weight.
Like a string.
Yes, he is he can eat a horse and he's still going to be 100 pounds. You know what I mean? He's just one of these guys, right? So, long story short, we had this old beat-up Honda as our car, our undercover car. It was a beat-up Honda. We'd drive it all around the city and stuff like that. So, he was in it this day. So, the unit seen a prostitute on the corner that they wanted to get, okay? But they had to run back, and we would do this. We were in this big surveillance van where a camera would come out the top, and we were able to surveillance, videotape everything, right? So long story short, they tell him, listen, they tell Zettelmoyer, go up and get this prostitute. We'll be right there. We got to run to the station and pick something up. He pulls up. This prostitute gets in the car, says, go behind the warehouse, right? So she goes behind the warehouse. This is a true story. True story. She goes to him, how do I know you're not a cop? He's like, I'm not a cop. And they all ask this, right? How do I know you're not a cop? How do you know you're not a cop? So for some reason, prostitutes think if you show them your penis, you're not a cop, okay? So she says to him, well, show me your penis if you're not a cop. Mm-hmm. And he sat there and this is his story to us. Now, I wasn't working that day. I was working, but I was back at the office. I wasn't on this deal, okay? So he said, I thought about it. They want to get her, so okay. So he shows them his penis, okay? Shows her the penis. Next thing you know, he's thinking, where are these guys? Right?
They better hurry up.
And then, listen, when they pull up on you like that, they arrest you too, the undercover too. They pretend they arrest him too, okay? So anyway, they pull up on them, okay? They get them out of the car, and they bring the girl out, and they're like, how do you know him? Oh, I know him. I know him for a long time. We're not doing what you think we're doing. She's trying to say she knows him for a long time and this and that. And the guy finally says to her, listen, if you know him all this time like you say, name one thing about him that nobody else knows. Name one thing. And she goes, he has a small penis. She looked at him and said, well, I know he has a small penis. I swear this happened. Our guys were crying in tears. So when he comes back to the office, I already know. Because the text messages came. I'm sitting at my desk and he walks away and goes, I'm going to tell you, that's what she said. He comes right in. She didn't see it. It was cold outside.
Can I ask you, you guys never let him live that down?
Never!
Ever,
I'm going to text him tonight!
Gold. Oh my God.
I'm going to text him tonight!
Oh, Danny!
Listen, that is gold. First of all, I would have never done that if I was him. I'd have been like, nope, I'm not showing you. This deal's off, get out of my car.
I'm a cop, sorry.
Yes, I'd have been like, out the door. But he decided to do this.
That is hysterical.
And she said, I know he has a small penis.
That is so funny.
Don, I'm not kidding you. It's a true story.
And do you think they do now?
Yeah, we had a cop. Oh, I got a better story.
Okay, tell us.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thing.
Do you think the cops today do stuff like that, or is that some old school shit? Do you think they still are that, like...
I retired 7 years ago. That's probably about 10 years ago.
Okay. So
that's probably about 10.
Okay,
yeah.
About a decade. Okay. So not that much has changed.
But, I mean, he'll never, ever live that down. Ever. And then we had a cop. God, I hate telling this story because everybody hates cops, and this is going to even make them hate cops more. But I'm going to tell it anyway.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm coming to work, and I was a detective, right?
Okay.
So I want to describe what I wore every day, okay? I had to wear a suit every day, and if you know me, I hate dressing up.
Yeah.
I hate it. And I had to wear a suit every single day. So I'm walking my suit on. It's freezing cold. I just want to get through the week. It's a Friday. And I had one of them, like, big winter coats that covered the suits. You know what I mean? Them real long coats, right? London coats. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Pea coat,
yeah. So it's freezing. I'm walking from the parking garage to the police department, right? And our guys are off. There's a couple guys out smoking out front, right? And I'm coming in. They're like, you're going to have a busy day today, Sarge. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, Sarge, you're in for a busy day. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, Joe Kelly got his gun stolen. And I'm like, what do you mean he got his gun stolen? He got his gun stolen. You'll hear when you go in there. Chief wants to see. I'm like, oh my God. One of our guys got his gun stolen. Walk into the chief's office. Chief goes to me, yeah, Joe got his gun stolen. I'm like, how? He picked up a prostitute, brought her home, and she stole his gun. A prostitute stole one of our police guns.
Let me guess. He wasn't undercover.
He wasn't undercover. He picked the prostitute up. She stole his gun. I swear to you, this is a true story. So the chief goes to me, get this gun back. He goes, I don't care how you do it, get this gun back. All right? I'm like, all right. So we find her. We bring
Now
her
you're
in.
physically out there in your suit and jacket?
Suit and jacket, knock on her door. She comes in, we interview her. She's telling us she didn't take the gun. He notices after she leaves that the gun's missing.
Yeah.
Okay? So he didn't actually physically see her take this gun.
Okay, so it's possible she doesn't have the gun.
I think she has the gun, but
Okay.
she's telling us no. So we finally told her, we just want this gun back.
Yeah.
So our department don't look like fools.
Yeah.
Okay?
Give out
Yeah.
the prostitution guns.
Yeah.
Just come rob us.
So I said to her, listen, I did a Danny Miner.
Okay.
I'm like, listen, if this gun just happens to show back up at Joe's house, we just forget about all of this. If that gun just happens to show back up, guess what? Next day, that gun showed up at his house. We got the gun back.
You did, that's hysterical, but you did stuff like that? Like, that's not illegal?
What, doing that? No, the DA would choose to arrest her if they wanted to. They didn't. Because we had no evidence. The gun just showed back up at the house. So we had no evidence that she
That's
actually
like
did it.
some low-key, like...
Yes.
That's low-key mafia shit, though. That's
Yes.
like, all right, listen, we know you did the crime. Bring back this and this, and then you're still not getting penalized for the crime.
She showed back up and put that gun back at his house.
Were you a good cop?
Yes!
Sometimes he tells stories, and like one time I just had this vision in my head of you beating some guy's ass because you were like told the story, and then it didn't sound like you were done telling. You're like, then it was fine. No. The guy wasn't fine. He's like in critical, Danny. So I don't know. No, but for real, you were a good cop.
I was a good cop.
Okay.
What we told her is we said, maybe if that gun came back, there'd be no questions asked. And somehow that gun came back. Do we know she took that gun? No. You know? But then Joe ends up getting the gun.
You couldn't have gotten in trouble for that, for someone to say, Danny, you manipulated the gun back, but the
I guess I
still
could have,
stole
but
the gun.
you know, it's 10 years.
Yeah.
It's probably 15 years.
Don't you love this now? You're like, I could tell it all. That's kind of cool, actually.
But
I
listen,
love
we
that.
got the gun back. It's off the streets. He did get fired.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
fired.
He did.
Yeah, he got fired.
Yeah.
So.
But really, you can fire someone for sleeping with a prostitute, though?
Got his gun stolen. He committed a crime.
Getting your gun stolen or sleeping with a prostitute?
Well, the crime is
What's
getting
the
a prostitute.
crime? No. Oh, I get that. That's illegal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the illegal part. and
That's
then
the
getting-
legal part. He got fired.
Yeah.
That's a true story, though.
No, I know. But I'm just thinking to myself, how many worse things that I've heard cops have done in the last 10 years, and they're not fired, and this guy just sleeps with a prostitute and accidentally leaves his
Well,
gun
to be
around.
honest with you, he was close to retirement,
Oh, okay.
so he was kind of pushed out.
Okay.
So he technically wasn't fired. He kind of resigned
Yeah.
because of the embarrassment.
Yeah.
I heard he lives out here somewhere.
Great.
Like this. So honestly, we did. You know, we told that girl if that gun shows up, and it did.
That's so cool.
Now, do we know she put it back? But Joe says and Joe, I forgot to tell you this. We know Joe's lying. This is the part that I'm leaving out. Joe says he found it then in his house. But we know she gave it back. That's the part I'm leaving out. That's right. I'm trying to remember.
Okay, so Joe
Yes,
finds
yes.
it, supposedly
Yes,
finds
that's
it,
what it
goes,
was.
"Thank God."
That's what it was. Joe came back and said, I found it, but we know she brought it back to him.
Yeah.
We know she did. And she told us she was sleeping with him for years. Like the whole time he was a cop. I don't even want to say this. All right, I'll just
Go
say
for it.
Oh, God, this is so bad. Her mother and her were prostitutes.
Okay.
And Joe was sleeping with both of them for years.
Well, you know, honestly,
For years!
that stuff's generational sometimes. Unfortunately, it's generational. You have... It's sad.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So you made me think that's why we didn't arrest her.
Yeah.
Because Joe came back and lied and said he found the gun, which we know she
Yeah.
took it back to his house the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
That's so crazy.
but our chief was like, Danny, get that gun back, get that gun back. Did you see the headlines? officer, gun stolen from prostitute. Oh my God.
That is so insane. But you hear things now that are like so much worse than that, and they get a slap on the wrist. So that's kind of weird to me. Like back then, get the gun back, get the gun back. Now they're like, oh, well, we should suspend him. He just killed someone.
Oh, I know.
Really,
It's crazy.
It bothers me too when they're like, oh, they're not. He's going to be without pay. You just killed somebody. They're going to not pay you? You just what? That makes no sense to
I
me.
know what you mean.
Even if you're a suspect and they don't even know yet, it's like, come on. I mean,
The union protects police big time. Like I was president of our union. We pay dues, so every check of dues go out.
So
and then if you get, like, say you shoot somebody, you get a lawyer instantly, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we do have to pay dues and all that stuff, and it takes a lot to fire a cop.
Yeah.
It really does.
imagine,
I'm not
yeah.
kidding you. It takes a lot. I'll tell you another one. You want to hear another? Why am I telling these police stories? I'm going to be in handcuffs. The FBI's going to be taking me out of
I
here.
know. I'll go right with you. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I asked him to do it. I would not do well in jail, though.
Jail? I'd run to jail.
You'd run?
I'd run the jail.
Oh, run the jail. Oh, my God. You were supposed to actually have a guest here.
Oh, yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
get him here for this week, but probably next week. I found out some crazy stuff what goes on in the jails here in Nevada.
Really?
When OJ was there, like a lot of crazy stuff that I wanted to ask you about. But anyway, tell me what you were telling me. You think you'd run the jail?
I'd run the jail.
Oh, no, I'd be terrified. I just would be so out of my realm. Like, I wouldn't even know. Like, they're going to wipe my skincare. Like, I wouldn't know. I'm being honest. I don't look good in orange. That's orange. Like, there would be so much to me that I
Orange is the new black, right? Isn't that a show?
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to handle it emotionally. Seriously. Like, I can't be a criminal because I will not be a good one.
I couldn't be a criminal.
No.
I couldn't.
And then someone telling me what to do, go in your cell. I'll be like, go in your cell. Like, don't tell me to go in my cell. You go in your cell. Tell me the time to eat. That's crazy. And then you know what I heard also? That they have these murderers that legit like slicing throats and killing people and this and that with someone that has like a DUI. All right, the person may have a little bit of a drinking problem. You're going to put up someone with a drinking problem and they're all right. They're getting out in 6 months or 2 months or 3 months with someone that just murdered and stuck a fork in someone's eye. Like, that's not okay. And they're bunking together. Like, that's unsafe. That's crazy. Our jail system's nuts.
I agree. And I don't think like people like with minor crimes like theft, they shouldn't be in with hardened criminals.
No.
It's
Never.
the dumbest thing we do in our country. It makes them worse.
It
Why
makes
would
them
you do
worse.
that?
And from what I heard, it's legitimately like caged animals.
Yeah.
They are like from the time they get there and a year in, they're like different people. They're caged animals. It makes so much sense psychologically. You're locked down.
Right.
You're with all these people. It's like a game of survival.
Yeah.
They literally do gross things to the COs.
Yeah.
They call it correctional officers.
Yeah.
COs. They do gross stuff to COs.
I could
They
never
throw-
be a corrections
No,
officer.
they throw
never.
piss at them. They throw feces at them.
Yes.
And then I asked the guy that I was talking to, I was kind of interviewing him, and I said, well, what do you do? And he's like, well, there's a slot there. Sometimes they'll throw their feces. I'm like, all right, so then, believe me, we're not on camera. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Do you open it up and beat his ass? He's like, I can't do that. I'm like, so he threw feces at you, and you can't even at least choke him out? Like, you have to just be like, okay, go take a shower? That's insane. Like,
Right.
that's nuts. I couldn't do that job either. I couldn't.
Oh, I could never be a
no
corrections
way.
officer. Never.
I think people would be scared of you, though. You'd be loud.
But I'm a small guy now. I used to be a big guy.
Yeah. Oh my God. You guys, you guys were so big, damn. You were massive. You
I
were
used to
like,
bench
ooh,
400 pounds.
huge.
I probably can't
Yeah.
bench 200 pounds now.
Yeah.
But back then I used to lift weights and all
But
that
you
stuff.
needed that weight on you for the
Yeah,
work
because you have to
were
fight.
doing.
Yeah, you'd have to fight
Yeah.
every once in a while and save your life.
Now you're emotionally fighting the haters. Would you like that better?
What?
Emotionally fighting the haters on.
Oh,
You
yeah.
sing them love songs.
Yeah, I sing
That's
them
so
love
cute.
songs.
It's so cute what he does. He'll go ahead and we have 2 minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Are we breaking? We're just breaking for 2 minutes. But no, Danny, I love that. A hater will say something and he gets passionate. It's so cool. And he'll just start singing. What was the last one you did? It was great. I don't remember. But I was like, oh my God, that's so good. And he looks so nice singing to them. And I'm
And
like,
I put blue eyes in.
Yeah,
If the blue eyes go in, you're in trouble.
are you,
I'm telling you right now, you're in
not
trouble.
blue-eyed? You're green-eyed.
I have my dad's
No,
eyes
they're
are green.
green and gray. You're kind of in because of the because of the walls. It looks like no. I thought that they were really blue. You have my blue eyes. I'm green. You have the same green eyes as me.
Listen,
I
I
thought
don't.
he was blue.
To my female followers out there, which I have 70% of my
Uh-huh.
followers, Listen, I put a filter on and I put blue eyes on. Really, I really don't look like that.
He has
When you guys see me in person, you're like, whoa.
No, he's still cute. He's still so cute, and he has green eyes, which I actually like you better with the green eyes now that I see what I know.
My father did have green eyes. Do you have green eyes?
Very. They're
Really?
the same color as mine. I have bright green eyes. You have money green eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like money green. Like that.
I need money, so
Yeah.
let's get some money.
Money green eyes.
I got other police stories when we come
Yeah,
back.
when we come back.
I'm trying to keep myself out of jail.
Yeah. It's so funny. It went from like, let's not try to get canceled to now keeping us out of jail. Things are moving in the right direction. I love it.
I might be. Go ahead.
We'll be right back, guys. You're not going to want to miss this.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, guys. Vegas Views, Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. So you have some more. You have some more stories. This is going to be funny because you're laughing before you say it. When he laughs before he says it,
I got all kind of funny cop stories. Okay, so we started with the small penis.
Okay, yeah.
We started with the cop that got his gun
prostitute
stolen.
gun.
This is just some of the things that I went through with law enforcement with other officers. And listen, you know, people always say, "Did you see corruption?" I didn't see corruption, but I seen stupidity.
Yeah.
Okay? And I got another stupidity one for you, okay? This one officer, I'm not going to mention his name, okay? He was married, couple of kids, and, you know, when you're a cop, you're dealing with nurses all the time because you're going to the hospital with drunks, car accidents, so you're dealing with ambulance crews, fire departments. So you're meeting all these people because you basically work together.
Sure.
You work together with the hospital personnel. You're seeing them every time you work. You're seeing the EMTs. You're seeing everything. So somehow, I don't know how, but he starts fooling around with one of the ambulance girls, okay? And she's a lot younger than him, and he's having this major affair with her behind his wife's back.
Okay.
Okay? Now, if you're doing this, right, you should try to keep it quiet, right?
Yeah.
He's doing this. He's having this affair behind his wife's back. They decide to hire a cleaning lady for the police department. Part-time. So his wife goes, I could use the extra money. His wife takes the cleaning job at the police department.
Okay.
She's cleaning the police locker room. And he has cards in there from his girlfriend and notes from his girlfriend. Now, we all know, guys, our girlfriends or wives, you leave your phone, they're going through it. You leave your iPad, they're going through it. They're going through your computer, they're looking at everything. There is no girl out there that's not going through their husband's phone. Maybe Dawn. But most girls are going to go through the phones, okay? So, long story short, she goes through his locker and finds all this stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
So he did that shit to himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets caught. And listen, he was bragging about this to other officers. I'm sleeping with this young girl. You know what I mean? He's bragging about it, right? Long story short, they call him in to the police. They call him in. The sergeant calls him in. They call him into they said, go into the locker room. So he comes through the back, goes in the locker room. His wife's out front. Sergeant comes in. This guy has no idea that he's caught by his wife, and his wife is at the police department. Sergeant walks into the locker room, grabs his gun, takes his gun off him, and says, your wife wants to talk to you. She's outside.
That's a good one.
That's the hardest thing.
Gun first.
He took the gun first and said, he goes, what are you doing? He took his gun. He goes, what are you doing? He goes, your wife's outside. She wants to talk to you. You don't need your gun.
Yeah. This one, that's crazy. Wow.
Yes, he got caught. Bragging about it.
So
Bragging about
let
it.
me ask you a question. I gotta go into something. So did you really believe that?
What?
That most women would
Yes.
look through your
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
See, I don't think that. No, Maria. And then Maria's like, no, I know.
Really?
I'm the type of person, I'm going to either trust what you say. If I have to look, then you're not trustworthy at all. Like, I wouldn't even waste my time because you're not trustworthy at all. So if I even am attempting to look, there's something not right.
I would say 85%.
I say that's a lot of therapy.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, I wish we can put a poll somewhere.
Oh, we can. Let's put something on Instagram.
Yeah. When women go through something.
But you know what? You know what's really sad for women too, because a lot of women are looking at me right now saying, "Oh, well, this, that, and the other." I wasn't always this way, so let's just put it there. I have age to me, I have therapy to me, I have wisdom to me, I have an education to me, I have a lot that has built this up. But there are a lot of women, and I do understand why they would feel like they had to do that, because the men previous in their life have done that to them, so that's their only way. It's habit and pattern.
Right.
But in a true healthy relationship,
You should
never have to look. There's no reason for it. If the person's giving you any kind of indication, you can have a conversation. And if they're lying and being deceitful, we know we're women. We're like, we're worse than the FBI emotionally. We know because we have that gut intuition. If you're doing something wrong, I already know.
Yeah, my girlfriend scares the heck out of me. She's a better detective than me.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even try it because
She's
she'd
a
catch me in a
female.
day. She would
Yeah.
catch me in a day.
Yeah.
Honestly, because she's a better detective than me.
Seriously. but that's what it is. And I think we should put a poll up because, unfortunately, a lot of women are going to agree with you because, and I'm not saying it's just men, women do the same thing. To me, it looks like this. If you don't want to be with somebody, don't be with them. If you want to feel the desire to be with somebody else and there's some money at stake and there's a marriage, work the shit out, split, go your ways, and then go sleep with whoever you want. But to do that to someone else is the ultimate lack of respect. Like, you're just telling them, I don't respect you at all.
Right.
So for me, it's almost like very unattractive. I'm going to get it from the women. I'm sorry, but whatever. It is unattractive when women or men are like, let me see your phone. Someone ever asked me to see my phone? One, well, no, you better be paying the bill. Two, you better, no, see my phone.
Right.
So you better try to take a picture of me. I mean, that's to see my damn phone. No. So anyway, we should put a poll up, too, because I think most women are going to side with you and say, that they look through their men's phone. I would never do that. If I got to the point, I would just have to leave knowing that I don't trust that person enough. I have to look through their stuff. No.
I agree.
No, cool.
And I'm going to give one last cop story.
Let's do it.
All right. This one's the other opposite way. One of the cops was being cheated on.
Okay.
Okay, see, I got all of these stories.
Yeah.
So my partner on night shift for a while, he was, so we work night shift, right? So when you work night shift, you're not home 5 nights out of the week, right? So he just bought this brand new house. And he kept saying to me, God, I think I have an oil leak in my car. And I'm like, why? He goes, I go into my garage, there's I could see a little bit of oil on the thing.
It's not his oil.
Right. So he's like,
That's someone else's
it's in
oil.
my garage. So he goes, I took it to the garage and they said that, there's no oil leak. He said, I don't understand this. Here, he sets it all up. He figures something's wrong. Okay. When he would go to work, the neighboring police officer in a community like 20 miles away would come and sleep with his wife and pull in the garage, and he had the oil leak.
That's even worse, Danny. That's even freaking worse.
That was bad. And this poor guy, he loved his wife. He was devastated. I worked with him. He lost about 70 pounds over this. I mean, he was devastated.
All right, I got to pump into psychological mode real quick here. That is so traumatizing to somebody. Just everything around that. He loves his wife. He's there with his wife. And it's somebody that works with, do they work together?
No, he didn't work together. He's
but
a
still, he's
police.
a neighboring police.
And cops
in
are
your house when you're...
You never leave your wife, girlfriend alone with a cop. Never.
I I'm not kidding. I've heard that.
Never.
Oh my God, I have a funny story, but I can't tell you.
My daughter's going through. My daughter went through a divorce, right?
Okay.
So she got divorced, and she texted me the other day and said, like, she's on one of these dating apps now.
Yeah.
And she's like, Dad, this guy, I matched me up with a cop. I text her. I said, no, never.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked in this profession. Cops are womanizers. There, I would never want my daughters to date.
I have someone very close to me that is married to an officer, and as far as I know, he is a fantastic guy. He's a great guy. They have children. They have a beautiful home. It's all good. But you know, I think you never know. But I agree with you 100% because there are times that I've gotten pulled over. And I'm thinking, guy has like a ring on his finger. I have a ring on my finger, and he's like trying to coerce me to try to flirt with him to get out of the ticket. And I'm looking at him like, bitch, give me the ticket. Not a shot. I can't even, you won't even be able to like, I'm not going to pay to like flirt. Just give me the damn ticket so I can proceed. Like, for real, no, those cops are like that too. And I'm like 100 years old. I'm like, guys, go play that on a 20-year-old. That'd be like, oh, here's my number. Not a shot. For real. That's crazy. No, but I know what you mean. Police, I hate to say this, but I do think of some of them as like super, super sneaky from experiences that I've had. I had a car accident once, and the guy was like, to everybody else, like, then, are you okay? What did you say? I mean, I won the case because he's like, tell me what happened, honey. And I was going tanning. I'll never forget this. This was April 15th. This is more recent. And I have a cut-off top on with barely anything. And I'm out of the car now, and the truck is smashed. And I'm like standing there in pretty much nothing. And he's like, so tell me the whole story. I'm not kidding. The lady that hit me was like deaf and almost like, she was shaking like something was wrong. He's getting the story from me and this and that. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's so crazy. I mean, you think I should pay attention to the injured lady? Till the EMS came, he was all like, tell me more. I'm like, all right. Now, cops, I don't want to say they're all sleazy because they're not, but I know what you mean.
Listen,
And what do you
I'm
think
married. I mean, I'm not technically married, but I'm dating a cop for 13 years.
But see, that's cool because she already knows your sneaky ass then, right? She already know you know sneaky ass then, so she already probably knows like So
Listen,
you can't play her.
You're gonna love this, Don. When we hired 2 female officers, she was one of them, right?
Sure.
She's 15 years younger
Yeah.
than me, right? So we've hired these 2 female officers, right? So I come, and I was the sergeant of our detective division. So my job was to fingerprint them, all that stuff, because cops get fingerprinted. It's their first day.
Yeah.
So I come to work that day, and my chief's like, Minor, I don't even want you to fingerprint these 2 girls because they're pretty. He's like, keep Minor away from these 2 girls.
Did you have a bad reputation before her?
No.
You know shit. You had a bad reputation. Does anybody that knows Danny from back then, please go on his TikTok and let me know the stories about
Listen,
Danny
I was
now.
single for like 4 years. I was single for 4 years after I went through my divorce.
Okay.
So I didn't date. I mean, I dated, but I didn't date
Yeah.
anybody serious for like 4 years. So my chief was kidding. He's like,
Yeah.
keep Minor away from
Yeah.
from the girls.
I'm sure that's exactly why he said it, Danny.
But anyway, I fingerprint both of them, right? I fingerprint both of them. And it was so funny because I end up dating Olivia. I mean, it's so weird because I remember fingerprinting her. She asked me about the job. I said, oh, you're going to love it. I remember everything, fingerprinting her. And I swear to you, she worked in the department for 2 years and ignored me for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. And I'm a big personality, as you can see.
Yeah.
Like, I'd walk around the police department and say, hey, her last name's Connor. I'd be like, hey, Officer Connor, how you doing today? And I'd, like, bust everybody and walk
Yeah.
around yelling at even our cleaning lady. I used to pick on her every day.
Yeah.
But she would ignore me. Like I didn't even exist.
Wow.
I'd be like, hey, Officer Connor. Yeah, hi. And she'd walk right away. They wouldn't even acknowledge I exist. So you want
So
me
let me ask you, when you first did the fingerprints on her, were you like, oh, she's so cute? Were you like, I like this?
Yeah, oh yeah, such a...
And so you tried to get
especially-
attention for 2 years. She's giving you nothing.
She's giving me nothing.
I love it.
You want to hear how we ended up dating?
Yeah.
All right, this is the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I was actually seeing one of the other female officers.
Okay.
Okay?
Not the other one that started with her.
Yes, her. Okay? So
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
So listen, so I wasn't like seeing her, we were just like seeing each other every once in a while.
Sure.
Okay, so and I think Olivia knew this, okay? Because I think she saw her texting me, whatever, right? So we have our Christmas party. Okay, so we have this Christmas party, and I can't go. I don't remember. I think my daughter had something. I couldn't go to the Christmas party, right? The holiday party. So that girl texts me, and she says, how come you didn't come to the party? We're all still hanging out. We're still at the bar, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. I said, she goes, why don't you come out for a drink? I'm like, all right. So We really
Olivia's there.
Olivia's there, okay, with
Okay.
this girl. So I go there, and like I said, I only seen this girl maybe 4 or 5 times.
Now, were they super friendly because they started together?
No, they weren't friendly.
Okay.
They were associates,
okay, but not
yeah,
like
yeah, they
super
weren't like
cool.
friends
Okay.
or anything.
Okay.
So, long story short, Olivia would kill me for telling this story. Hopefully, she's not watching. So I walk into the restaurant, to this bar area, and they're sitting at a booth, and the only open seat's next to Olivia. Okay. Oh God, I don't know if I want to tell this story. So I sit next to her. The other girl's over here, and there's a guy sitting here, and we start talking. We're talking, and these two are drunk. Olivia's a little, drunk. This one's drunk.
Now let's
I
stop
can't-
real quick.
all right.
So you know already all this like stuff she's doing, and you know she's a good cop, and she's
Yeah,
like, you know,
and
all
she's
this
very quiet. Olivia
Okay,
is
she's
very
quiet.
introverted, quiet. Okay,
which is polar opposite of
yes, we are totally opposite. She's a
Yeah.
very quiet person.
Yeah.
She's a little more because she had a couple of drinks. Okay, so she's a little more talkative, right, than she usually is. And like I said, this girl ignored me for 2 years.
Yeah.
So as it goes on, like there's some flirting back and forth with everybody because people were drinking. I was dead sober, but everybody was drinking. So then we're like, hey, listen, let's all go to the next bar, right? Because this place was closed. Let's go to the next bar. And the girl that I did go on a couple dates with, she goes, I got to leave my dogs out. I've been gone all day. I'm going to go home. I said, you sure? And I said, hey, what about you, Connor? You want to come? And she's like, no, I'm going to go home. And I'm like, all right. So we were all heading to the bar. And then she goes, you know what? I'll come with you guys just for one drink. And next thing I know, I was with her.
One drink, Olivia. One drink.
So then the next day, we were out till like 4 in the morning. Me and her, honestly, we talked in the parking lot, this and that. So then the next day, I was thinking, oh my God, what am I doing dating female officers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went into the chief's office and I told him. He's like, every time I'd walk in his office and I'd say, Chief, I'm going to close the door. Every time I'd close the door, he'd be like, oh God. Like if I came in and
What's
closed
it
the
now? What happened?
So I said, listen, I think I'm going to start dating Officer Connor. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
And he said, as long as you never supervise her. So they went to human resources, and I was in charge of our detective division, not her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
there's no, yeah.
I could have just never supervised her.
Okay.
We were a big enough police department that I was not supervising her.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So it was okay. But anyway, long story short, the next day I was like, how does this girl feel about this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I text her, and I'm like, hey, do you want to go to the movies? And she texted me back and said, yeah, and I've been with her all this time.
Oh.
That's a true story.
I love that story.
That's a true story.
That's a cool story. So you know her for 2 years. She ignored you completely.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, that's a true story.
cool.
That's a true story. And of course, the other girl, seen her in the locker room, and I was telling her, hey, Danny's a dog. Don't go with Danny. Get away from Danny. So she was like, warn her. She told me, she's like, do you have a reputation? Because the other female officer told me you're a dog. Don't trust you. This and that. I'm like, no.
Oh, I love that. And they're still together.
Yes.
How cool is that?
And
I
15
love
years difference.
Yeah.
You know, and that's people thought we'd last. She was 28. We're 14 years. I was 42. She was 28.
That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. 28, 42, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
And now it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Now,
yeah,
they're
it's
both
not.
adults.
Yeah.
It's not like she was young, like
No.
a teen, like, 19 or something. Yeah.
But I know we gotta. I'll tell you real quick. When she started dating me, she called her parents. And she said to her parents, this is a 28-year-old girl. Like, I can't even imagine my daughter calling me. My daughter's going to be 27. And she goes, Mom, I met a guy. He's a little bit older than me. Do you think, is it okay for me to date an older guy? And her mom's like, oh, as long as you like him, as long as you this. And his mom, and she goes, how old is he? And Olivia goes, 42. And her mom's like, oh, he's way too old. You should be. Right.
But they like you now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's
Of course,
like,
I went to Christmas dinner at their house the
Yeah.
first time she met me. And, of course, Olivia texts me on my way home, and she's going, of course, you fooled them, too. They love you. You know, so.
He fooled them all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I
But
love
that's
that
true story. Boy, I told some truths.
I
there.
know. I like that. Truths.
Truths.
The truths.
That Italian coming
Yeah,
out.
I heard
Truths.
you. The truths. When you talk fast, the Italian comes out of you
Does
big
it?
time. Oh, yeah. Me too. When I talk fast or when I'm mad, oh, my God. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we're closing out the show.
Is the show over?
Oh, she
wow.
said 2 minutes, like 4 minutes ago.
Oh,
We always
jeez.
run
I was
over.
having
I'm so sorry.
fun.
Me too.
Oh, all right.
All right, guys, we're going to connect with you next week. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a guest, so you're not going to want to miss. Log in next week, Tuesday, but we'll be running through the week, Monday through Friday, 12, right? 12 noon? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking at them. I don't know. Okay. Perfect. And guys, if you need anything, Dawn Sullivan _ Instagram, come hit me up. Danny, how can these guys get in touch with
Listen,
you?
at the Crime Solver on TikTok. Listen, you'll be entertained. I don't just tell crimes, I entertain. So go on. I even sing. Ask Marie. I sing sometimes.
Yeah, sing and some UFOs. We got to work on that UFO
Yes.
thing. I need to see one now.
Yes.
That would be very cool. Yeah, you know I'm so dramatic. I would be like, oh my God, hello, come down, talk about it. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a fantastic rest of your week.